This comprehensive analytical article has been penned by Mr. J.V. Lakshman Rao moments before US President Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump have been reported positive for COVID-19 and former US President Joe Biden and his wife Dr. Jill Biden reported negative. Trump has reported that he would be admitted to Walter Reed, a National Military Medical Center, to get better care. Let us hope he recovers soon and gets ready for a more clear-headed debate on October 16, if it is going to be held, than the barking brawl of September 29. Let us go into the matter. Was it a presidential debate or a brawl of barking, to say mildly, between the two prominent debaters? It was a sheer chaotic scene. None of them pronounced what they intend doing for the people or the country if they are elected. This has been the stark feel that one got of watching the first of the scheduled 3 debates between US President Donald Trump of the Republican Party and former US President and Democratic challenger Joe Biden, which was telecast worldwide from Cleveland on September 29. The bitterness between them was evident right from the beginning. Joe Biden was already there at the podium when Donald Trump arrived on the stage and took his position. There was no greeting of each other, nor was there a customary handshake or a warm hug between them, though Biden stretched his hand in a gesture but quickly took back as Trump was cold to respond, perhaps due to COVID-19 restriction. Of course, there are also known sworn rivals. The 90-minute war of words began right earnest between the two contestants from the time a seasoned moderator, Chris Wallace, briefed them before the debate the modalities to be followed and asked them to go ahead with their pleadings. Soon, shouting akin to near barking began, and much to the annoyance of Joe Biden, Donald Trump started interrupting at every stage. Irritated by Trump's frequent interruptions, Biden blurted out, "Will you shut up, man? You are the worst president America has ever had." Even calling Trump a liar and a clown, Biden said, "The fact is that everything Trump said so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar," he said. As the bitter debate was in progress, an irritated host Fox News, Chris Wallace, in an effort to cool the debaters down, appealed to them, "Gentlemen, I hate to raise my voice, but why should I be any different than the two of you?" But as Trump pointed out his accusing finger towards Biden, Chris Wallace firmly told Trump, "Frankly, you have been doing more interrupting." Trump and Biden also clashed over the Supreme Court vacancy, the administration's handling of the coronavirus, and the debate was marked by frequent interruptions and insults by both the candidates. The debate being dominated by a clash over the issue of racism, the moderator asked Trump if he was willing to condemn the white supremacists and militia groups. Trump initially said, I quote, "I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not the right wing. I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace," unquote. When Trump was asked to clarify his stand, he said he wanted to know the name of the group. Biden intervened and named the group as Proud Boys, known as far-right outfit that has been designated as hate group. To that, Trump pointed out to the left-wing anti-fascist movement called Antifa and said it was not a right-wing problem and it was a left-wing problem, clearly implying that he would not be condemned white supremacists. But Biden, accusing Trump of trying to do everything to generate racist divide and hatred, said this president talked about helping African Americans, yet 1 in 1,000 African Americans was killed because of the coronavirus. But 1 in 500 African Americans would be killed by year end if Trump did not act immediately and come to their rescue. In retaliation, Trump attacked Biden for his role in authoring the controversial 1994 crime bill, which had allegedly contributed to mass incarceration. Trump claimed he was letting people out of jail now and added, I quote, "You have treated the black community as bad as anyone in the country. You called them super predators and you have called them worse than that," unquote. But Biden, responding to that allegation, said, "I never said it." Recalling Trump's past remark that there were good people on both sides, in reply to query what he thought about a woman was being killed in a white supremacist rally in Cortesville, Biden said, quote, no president has ever said anything like that, suggesting that Trump was siding with white supremacists. Biden said, quote, it is about equity and equality. It is about decency. It is about the Constitution. And we have never walked away from trying to seek equality for everyone, equality for the whole of America, but we have never accomplished it. Yet, we have never walked away from like he has done, unquote. Chris Wallace referred to a report in the media that Trump had paid only $750 as personal income tax in 2016 and 17 and asked him when he would make his personal income tax details public. The president said he would eventually release them. You will get to see them. Taking advantage of the situation in an attacking mood, Biden said Trump does not take advantage of the tax code and pays less than a school teacher. But Trump took it lightly and said that all business leaders do the same unless they are stupid. Claiming that he had paid millions of dollars as income tax, he described the media report that he paid just $750 as income tax in the year he was elected US President as wrong. When Biden insisted on him to show his tax papers, Trump said, I quote, I paid $83 million 1 year. I paid $27 million 1 year. You will see it as soon as it is finished. You will see it. With regard to the election process, Trump has been apprehensive of the fairness of outcome mail-in ballot system, which has been found credenced by majority of voters because of the COVID-19 pandemic fear. The election process did become as another major issue for the debate, particularly for Trump, who would not favor the mail-in ballot system. He said that he would not accept the results of the elections if it went against him when all the ballots were counted. The reason he doubted that all unsolicited mail-in ballots would be subject to fraud and the results of the election should be declared on the election day, that is November 3 itself. In fact, he asked his supporters to go to the polling stations on the day of the election. At the conclusion of the torrential debate, the moderator asked both the contestants if they would honor the election results. Trump was clear in not giving a guarantee for peaceful transfer of power should he lose the election. This is not going to end well. That's what Trump's reply. Trump criticized the US election system, pointing out at some stray instance of electoral discrepancies. In India, the US presidential debate has found an echo when an influential opposition party leader raised an issue against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Senior Congress leader and former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram hit out at Narendra Modi over Donald Trump mentioning India during the presidential debate. Chidambaram tweeted, I quote, Mr. Donald Trump clubs India with China and Russia and accused the three countries of hiding the number of COVID deaths. He also accused the three countries of causing the most air pollution. Will Modi hold another Namaste Trump rally to honor his dear friend? Unquote. In a rage of anger during the debate, Donald Trump mentioned India twice while arguing with Biden. As Biden started cornering Trump on the US government's response towards the COVID-19 pandemic and the US emerging as the worst affected country in the world, Trump attempted to shift the blame towards China and India. Trump said, quote, we don't know how many people died of COVID-19 in China, Russia, India, because they do not give straight answers. They don't give real numbers. Unquote. Trump's memory was very short. He conveniently forgot when he had profusely thanked India for shipping 50 million hydroxychloroquine tablets to the US for treating COVID-19 in April. This was India's biggest export of the drug to any country that followed a request by Trump to Modi to release supplies of hydrochloroquine as a possible treatment for the respiratory disease. Similarly, like Trump, India's financial wizard Chidambaram's memory has also been short after returning from the jail to fire a salvo of sarcasm against Narendra Modi. While the first US presidential debate was a debacle and disastrous, the people of US and the world would wait and watch how the other two forthcoming debates would shape up and influence the voters to elect the next US president. Mr. J.V. Lakshman Rao has been working as a journalist for more than 6 decades and still travels between India and the United States. In his journalistic career, he worked in about half a dozen newspapers in both the countries and wrote thousands of editorials, features and articles on varied subjects like politics, economics, industry, international relations, science, art, dance, drama, cinema, environment, philosophy, etc. Mr. Lakshman Rao has interviewed quite a few top dignitaries like the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, the late Prime Ministers UAB Vajpayee, I.K. Gujral, P.V. Narasimha Rao and V.P. Singh, and the late Presidents of India APJ Abdul Kalam and Pranab Mukherjee. He also interviewed the former Home Minister Mr. L.K. Advani and the former External Affairs Minister late Sushma Swaraj. As a member of the White House Press Corps, Mr. Lakshman Rao had accompanied and covered the historic and maiden visit of President George Bush to India and Pakistan and covered the eventful signing of the Indo-US civilian nuclear deal by the then President Bush and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Mr. Lakshman Rao had also interviewed Barack Obama in Chicago and in 2004 predicted him to be the future President of the US even before he started his presidential campaign in 2007.